And these are intense times, as we know. I'm just hearing some things that are going on around the world and people struggling and suffering. So when we're experiencing that kind of intensity and limitations and suffering all around us, we can always come back into ourselves and to our breath and connect into our hearts and ground ourselves down to the earth. And that will help us in these difficult times. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start with some grounding exercises this morning. And first, let's open the class with 1 Om. So bringing your palms together in prayer position. You're sitting in easy pose. Just go ahead and close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose all the way down into your belly. Releasing through your nose. And this time when you breathe in, draw the breath up right from the tailbone, the base of your spine, up the spine to the top of the head. And exhale through the nose, nice and slow. And then one more deep breath, drawing the energy up from the base of the spine all the way up to the top of the head. Nice, long, slow breath. Exhale through the nose, letting all the air out. Just feel yourself settling into your body. Your sits bones are firmly rooted. And now we'll chant Om. So a deep breath in. With your palms still together in prayer position, set your intention for your practice today. And then when we practice yoga, we can always dedicate our practice to those who may be suffering. And there may be some specific people you have in mind. And when you dedicate the practice to the person or people, all the energy and light and that you generate in the practice is sent to them to assist them with whatever it is that they're dealing with. So if you want to just think of a couple of people or however many that you want to dedicate your practice to, or just one person, you can do that now. And then go ahead and place your hands, both hands right over the center of your chest, over your heart center. And feel into your heart this morning. Notice what's going on, being aware of what you're feeling, and knowing that every feeling is honored and is allowed to be. So you don't want to repress any of your feelings. You want to express them. So being aware of how your heart feels on this morning, and then sending your heart love. Sending love to all parts of yourself. We have different aspects, and we can just love all of them. They all want our attention, and our love. So just feel the energy coming out from your hands right into your heart center as total love and self-acceptance. Whatever it is that you're going through right now, whatever feelings you're having, just embrace yourself with that supportive, caring, compassionate energy. And then notice how your heart responds to this. As you breathe. Good. And now we're going to come out over our ankles, roll out over your ankles, and you're going to come into child's pose. So sit with your knees together and your seat comes onto your heels and your head comes down to the mat with your arms alongside your body, hands by your feet. And sitting in this position, in child's pose, imagine yourself like this tiny little seed underneath the earth. Pure potentiality. The blueprint of who you are. Just breathe here with your forehead on the mat and feel yourself connected to the earth. Imagine that you're inside of the earth, the seed within the soil. And next you're going to take a nice deep inhale and you're going to begin to rise up, lifting your head and chest and shoulders to come sitting on your heels. And then you're spreading your arms out wide. And as you do that, come up onto your knees. Lift your heart up toward the sky with your arms stretched out to embrace the energy of the sky, the heavens. And it's as if you are now a budding plant coming up into full bloom, spreading your petals wide. And then we're going to exhale and come back down into the seed position. Seat on your heels, arms by your body, hands by your feet, forehead on the mat. Breathing all the air out. And then on the inhalation, inhale, lift and rise up. Reaching the arms up, chest lift, heart lifts, and you reach to the sun in full bloom. You can even add a little back bend here, and go ahead and take your knees hip width apart now. Lifting the heart, arms expanding, and then exhale all the way back down to the seed position. Forehead on the mat. We'll do this a couple more times. Inhale, lift with the breath all the way in, reaching up to the sun, full bloom at the top, at the height of the breath, and then exhale, lower, letting all the air out. And then one more time, inhale, lift, reach, little back bend. Good, exhale, coming all the way back down to your seed position. So this is like the death and rebirth cycles that we experience over and over and over again in our lifetime. We are always cycling between the seed and the flower in full bloom. and just honoring where you are in your process, your phase that you're in now. So from Child's Pose, go ahead and reach your arms long on the mat. And walk your fingertips up so you can feel the stretch down the spine. Seat is still on your heels. And now walk your hands over to the left of the mat as you draw the right hip to the right. Getting that sideline stretch through the right side of the armpit, the right side of the rib cage, body. And breathe into it. And then walk your hands back to center. Arms are still straight out in front as you walk your arms over to the right now. Both hands to the right of the mat, drawing that left hip back and down so you can feel the stretch down the left side of the body as you breathe. Good. Walking the hands back to center and then rolling up into table. Both your hands and knees hip width apart. Hands are underneath your shoulders, fingers wide. Inhale, looking up, doing some cat-cow. Full breath as you drop your belly and spread your sits bones wide in the back. Exhale, tuck the chin and tailbone, press the heart up. The air comes all the way out as you move back and forth, finding that wave pattern with your breath, rolling your spine, warming it up. And then coming back to a neutral position. Now extending the left leg out parallel to the floor. And at the same time, the right arm comes up. Shoulders and hips stay in alignment with each other. And you can stay right here. If you want to go a little bit further in this pose, you can reach the right hand back to grab onto the left ankle. And then you lift the leg a little bit, pressing the foot into the hand. If this is not available to you, stay right here with the leg out and the arm out. Draw the navel in and breathe. Good. Go ahead and release the right hand and the left knee down. And just take a couple more cat-cows. Inhale up. Exhale. Press the heart up and tuck the tailbone. Inhale, looking up. Exhale. And now let's take it to the other side. Left arm comes straight out. Right leg comes out behind you. Draw the navel in to activate the core. Stay lifted here. And if you want to go further, you can bend the right knee, reach the left arm back, and grab onto the leg as you turn your gaze to the left. Otherwise, just staying right here. Left arm and right leg extended out and back as you breathe. And just smile. It's a Little smile on your face. One more breath. Good. Release the left hand down and the right knee down. And now tuck your toes under. We'll take it up and back into downward dog. Pedaling through the feet to open up the back of the legs as you press away from the hands. Breathing, gaze between the feet. And now reaching both heels down toward the mat, creating a triangle with your body, reaching the tailbone up to increase the stretch in the back of the legs while reaching the heels down toward the mat. Deep breaths. And then you're going to raise the right leg high, opening the hip, bending the right knee, and letting the right foot rotate around in a circle. Keep pressing away from the hands. And the left heel reaches down. And then extend the right leg up and lower the right leg down. Other side, left leg comes up, bend through the left knee and rotate the foot in a circle. Breathing. And extend the left leg up and now lower the left leg down. And let's roll it out into plank pose. Shoulders over the wrists. Nice straight line in the body. Holding it here as you activate the core. Go ahead and drop your knees down and tilt your hips back as you lower your chest between your hands. Your toes are tucked under and your elbows are in to your body. Chin is on the mat. From here, inhale, slide through into baby cobra. Elbows are bent and you're really just using your back muscles here to stay lifted with your head and chest, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. Breathing here. And then go ahead and drop your chest down, tuck your toes, and we'll press up and back into downward dog. Inhale, roll it out into plank. And now drop your knees as you exhale and you're going to lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. Arms down alongside the body with your chin on the mat. Palms facing down. We'll lift the right leg up just a few inches. Leg stays straight as you lift. And relaxing everything in your upper body as you breathe. Relax your neck. And notice where you're lifting from. The leg and the core. The hip, the glutes. 2 more breaths. Lower the right leg down and lift the left leg up a few inches, 6 inches maybe. Hip bones are on the mat. Breathe as you keep the leg extended, relaxing whatever you don't need to be tensing up. And noticing where that lift is coming from as you breathe. Good. Lower the left leg down and just rock. Turn your head to one side. Make a pillow with your hands. Turn your head to one side and let's just rock our hips slowly back and forth. Yoga always brings us back to our center, which can really help with any trauma response that we might be having to the events around us. So doing these exercises and breathing and strengthening and stretching is really, really helpful in soothing our physical and mental and emotional bodies. All right, so now bring your arms back down alongside the body, palms facing down, chin on the mat. And now you're going to lift both legs up off the mat. Not very far. And breathe. Legs extended. And this is really bringing a lot of energy to the base chakras, the sacral chakra, the lower chakras. Which will help activate them, keep them open so we can deal with whatever's coming up. Two more breaths. And release. And now turn your head to the other side, make a pillow with your hands, and rock your hips back and forth. Good. Now we're coming into Sphinx Pose. Sphinx Pose, you just come up onto your elbows. Forearms are straight out in front. So you want to make sure that your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder. You're not too far out. It's completely supporting you. And your forearms are pointing straight. So they're parallel to each other. And look at your middle finger and point your middle finger straight ahead. That's sort of your guidepost. Okay. So now we're in the preparatory phase of Sphinx. From here, engage your heart and draw your heart forward. So you press slightly into your hands and your forearms as you do that. You'll feel your pubic bone pressing down into the mat. Draw your heart forward. Lift your head so your neck elongates. And you can feel how the spine lengthens as you do this. Stay lifted in the shoulders so there's no collapsing in the shoulders. So there's an extension right from your elbows up through your arms. Keep lifting the heart up and breathing as you do this, drawing the heart forward. Good. Excellent. And then release out of there. And now take your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows in, and press yourself back into child's pose. Forehead on the mat. Your knees can be wide here. This allows your heart to melt down toward the earth. So feeling how this pose is the seed pose. Well, child's pose is a very nurturing pose where we connect with our inner child and love our inner child that may be frightened or scared. And then go ahead and lift your head and chest, walk your hands up. And we're going to come onto our seat, having a more of a gentle practice today. Bringing both legs out in front. Shake your legs out. And we'll do a forward fold here. So if you want to get a blanket or a towel or a sheepskin rug and roll it up and put it underneath your knees for your forward fold to support your low back. And then just make sure your sits bones are firmly connected to the earth. Legs are about hip width apart. Flex your feet. And now lengthen up through the top of your head so you have a nice long spine. And begin to lean forward out over your legs, moving from the hip crease. So the body reaches up and over the legs. And then you can stay lifted in the heart as you move your heart forward. If you don't have any neck or spine injuries and you want to drop your head down and fold all the way in, you could do that now. Otherwise, you're staying lifted in the heart and just working the pose right here. Feeling the lengthening of the hamstrings and the low back stretching out. As you take deep breaths into the belly, hands coming to wherever they naturally reach, keeping your shoulders down away from the ears. It's a very inward pose. Just nurturing yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself. Good. And then slowly rolling out and removing the towel from underneath your knees. So now I want to work with shoulder stand and plow pose. And the alternate to that, or the modification for that pose, is legs up the wall. So I'll show you that pose first. Come to a wall. And you can place your mat or some sort of blanket underneath you. And you're going to scoot your rear right up to the wall and place your legs up the wall. You can even put a pillow underneath your seat to elevate your hips a little bit. And then get your seat as close to the wall as you can. And you're just going to lie with your legs up the wall. And this is a beautiful resting pose that brings the blood down to our heart and to our throat, to our chest. So it gives the heart a bit of a rest. And this is what inversion poses do. So this is your first option, where you can just lie here and feel supported by the earth, heart open, and you're feeding the heart with all of that beautiful blood in your body. If you want to go further, the next option is to take your towel or blanket, whatever you're working with, and place it right here so it lines up at your shoulders, underneath the head, okay? And that's how you're going to come into the pose. So place that blanket down on the mat, and then lie down so that it comes right to the top of the shoulders. And this is going to give your neck some room for when you come up into shoulder stand. So you bring your arms down alongside your body and then roll your knees up. Take your hands to your hips. Notice how the towel is supporting the shoulders, giving the neck room. And then roll your shoulders underneath you a little bit more as you lengthen your legs up. Breathing. Feet come up to sky. Nice, long, deep breaths. This is very nourishing for the thyroid. And then from shoulder stand, this is actually a good pose to hold for about 20 breaths. The next thing you can do is drop your legs over your head, reaching your feet for the floor. Still supporting your hips with your hands. And you'll feel the increase in the stretch in the neck and the shoulders. And this is Plow Pose. And then when you're ready, you can come back up to shoulder stand. For those of you doing legs up the wall, you're just resting and allowing the flow of blood to nourish the heart. And then go ahead and bend your knees, slowly coming out, rolling out one vertebrae at a time, all the way onto your back. And you can remove the blanket here. And just with your knees bent, turn your head slowly from side to side. And hug your knees in now to your chest and rock a little side to side. Coming into fish pose. Bringing both legs out on the mat. Arms down alongside the body. And you bring your both hands halfway underneath your seat, palms facing down. So your legs are straight and point your toes. And fish pose, you lift your heart, come onto your elbows so that your elbows are supporting your lift. So is the tailbone and your seat. So you'll feel the pressure in the tailbone and your legs are straight and activated. And then that way, that tailbone and seat is the base of the pose. Then you can lift through the heart, drop the head back and come slightly onto the crown. Elbows are also the base of the pose. So you've got sort of a tripod going on with your elbows and your seat that allow you to lift through the heart. Breathe into the heart. I have no idea why this is considered a fish. I haven't really seen many fish that look like this. But it is a beautiful heart opener. One more breath. And then lift your head and roll and come onto your back. Now bring your legs and arms out wide, palms facing up, and just turn your head side to side. And now let's do a bridge pose. Bring your feet underneath your knees so your knees are bent. Arms come down alongside the body, palms facing down. Walk your feet up a little bit closer to your seat. Feet are hip width apart. And from here, lift your hips up. And then if you can move your shoulders underneath you a little bit more, you're going to be lifting right from the sternum, so the middle of the chest, drawing the sternum toward your chin. Neck stays long on the mat, and then squeeze that mula bandha right in the perineum. Squeeze it in so that your core activates as you draw your upper body to a vertical. You want your thoracic spine to move into a vertical position. And breathe. Working all the different areas of the spine, the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, coccyx, to keep the spine nice and open, limber, blood flowing, keeps it youthful, nourished, flexible, and strong. And that's what we're going for. Our spine is our support. Breathing. And let's release it down slowly, all the way down. Hug the knees in, rock side to side. Some really key poses today. And then coming into happy baby, take your first two fingers and your thumb, wrapping them around your big toes. Spread your legs wide and rock as you pull on one foot and then the other, just like a baby. And then hug your knees back in. Left leg extends out on the mat. Let's take the right arm over to the side, palm facing down. Guide the knee across to the left for a twist. Right shoulder staying on the mat as you breathe. Full breaths into the belly. And now drawing the right knee back in to your center, right leg coming out. Draw the left knee into your chest. And left arm comes out to the side, palm facing down, guiding the knee across for a twist on the other side, keeping that left shoulder down. And coming back with the left knee into the chest. Left leg comes out. Hug both knees in, and now we're going to rock back and forth along the spine to come up to a seated position. And you might want to rock a couple of times. It just helps to adjust the spine. Coming up to seated. And then bring your legs out wide. I'm going to work a little bit here with the inner thighs, the groin area. Bringing your hands out in front. And just slowly begin to move your body forward. Keeping your toes pointing up. So you feel the stretch right in here, right in the inner thighs and the groin area. Breathe into it wherever you are. And coming all the way up. Bring the soles of your feet together for Taurasada, star pose. And your feet are away from you so that we're lining up the crown of the head with the instep of the feet. Even if they don't reach, you want to adjust the feet for that trajectory. And when you're ready, you can be holding onto your ankles here. Sit bones are firmly on the mat. And just begin to lean forward, coming to wherever your body comes to. Dropping your head towards your instep of your feet. Breathing into the low back. Breathing into the hips. And to me, this is a very humbling pose The feet represent our earthly life, the mundane, our everyday life on the earth. The crown represents the heavenly connection, the divine, the loftiness of who we are as these beings of light in a physical body. So when we place the head into the feet, it connects the two. So we're just this one humble yet divine organism where we shine our light in service to others. And this is how I interpret star pose. So that you never allow yourself to feel superior to others and can always stay humble in gracious service. This is something I'm really working with personally. So it's helpful, and I hope it's helpful to you as well. And then coming up out of the pose, and we'll make our way onto our backs for about 10 minutes of meditation. So plant your feet, knees bent, arms straight out in front, and then go ahead and slowly roll all the way down onto your back. And whatever makes you comfortable here. So if you want to put a jacket on or a blanket on or socks on, you're going to be here for a little bit. Arms out wide, palms facing up. And any of those last minute final movements to come into complete comfort. Legs out wide. Closing your eyes and going inward to your heart center. Take a few deep breaths right into your heart. Letting your whole body relax into the earth, into the floor, feeling the support. And now I call in the Divine Mother to come in, to connect to your heart. As she offers you deep compassion, understanding, and comfort for whatever it is that you're going through. Feel her pink ray of love, of unconditional love, bathe you so that you are totally immersed in this pink light. And allow this light to move around every cell of your body, every organ, tissue, bone, throughout your blood. And the Divine Mother is holding you safe. In her embrace. And she connects with your inner child that may be feeling at times insecure, needy, frightened. uncertain. And she wraps her loving arms around this inner child within you. And lets you know that everything's going to be okay. It's okay to have all the feelings that you're having. Let them out. Feel them fully so that you can process them. It's okay to be scared. The Divine Mother feeds you with her encouragement, this unconditional love, and deep knowing that everything is in divine order. No matter how dark it seems, down here on this planet at this time, it's a necessary part of the story, of the unfolding, of the rebirth on planet Earth. And as she nurtures your inner child, she reminds you of your own power, that you are a powerful creator, that the words you speak, the thoughts you think, and the images you visualize become reality. And that as a child of God, we can dream true our new life, the rebirth. So take a few minutes here to visualize and feel that which you want to create. Not only for yourself, but for everyone. And you can see the earth as healthy and vibrant. Her clean waters, her clean air, and all of the people on earth as happy, free of suffering, enjoying the treasure of this earth, her natural wonders. See us all living in harmony, loving one another. Whatever pictures you have, send them out to the universe now. Now visualize the entire planet bathed in this pink light of unconditional love. As we're all integrating our shadow selves, it's difficult work as we learn to love all of the aspects of ourselves. Be patient with yourself and others. Be compassionate with yourself and others as we grow together. Seeing the earth glowing in this pink light. Asking for the grace of God to fill us with unconditional love for ourselves and others. And then go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath in and feel this grace within you. As you stretch your arms long overhead, stretching through the whole body. And then rolling onto one side. Bending the knees and pressing yourself up to a seated, cross-legged position. Back to easy pose, palms at the heart. Feeling this pink light still around you, this unconditional love and this grace around you and inside of you in your sacred heart. Carry this with you today and every day and give it to others. Share it. And now let's close the class with one Om, breathing in together. I bow to the beautiful light inside of you that is also inside of me. Namaste. Kiss the earth. Thank you to the heavens, Mother, Father, God, and I hope everyone has a beautiful and blessed day. My name is Beth Wright. My website is energyhealingteacher.com. My company is Spiritworks, and you can find me on Facebook, Spiritworks Beth Wright. Thank you.